What's up, everyone? Glad to have you back for another Fantasy Wednesday. I'm glad to have BiG Willie back with us, and we're going to be watching Superman. As I mentioned in the kind of welfare in memoriam for Richard Donner, I had never watched Superman. I'm glad to get into it right now, especially with you guys. Obviously, I've watched the new Superman films with Henry Cavill and his CGI mustache. Pretty interested in going back in time and watching how they actually made Christopher Reeves, fly. It's going to be exciting. I hope you guys either have it loaded or are excited to watch our epic reaction. He has a job to do while we're watching, so we'll see. But I'm super glad that you guys are watching it with me. Let's get right into it. Let's go.
Whose reputation for clarity and truth had become a symbol of hope for the city of Metropolis.
That's actually an interesting concept. I did not know, besides it being, talked about in Logan, that, okay, there's a comic book that's based on Metropolis and the Daily Planet. That's pretty interesting. Like the whole comic within a comic film. Okay, obviously I'm getting hints of Star Wars. Very familiar hints of Star Wars in the soundtrack. I'm not so sure what it is. Again, I have to probably see who did the score, but it sounds so Star Warsy. Okay, there we go. Now it explains it. John Williams. Story by Mario Puzo. That's the Godfather guy. My best guess is that this is a miniature that they have filmed. Probably along the lines of like Star Wars techniques of filming.
On those accused.
Oh, this is very similar to the Man of Steel incident where I think there were 3 members that were going to be like frozen and stuff.
You alone will condemn us if you wish, and you alone will be held responsible by me. Yours could become an important voice.
What an interesting photograph. You got Marlon Brando in like a black robe with the Superman Hope symbol, and then you have the 3 outlaws with this like circular thing.
You will bow down before me, both you, and then one day, your heirs!
What type of imagination this must have taken, eh? This looks super cool. They're shaking in their boots, which means probably whatever's gonna come to them, they know it's pretty bad. Now that is another interesting idea. It's like they trapped in a mirror for the rest of time. Forget like encapsulating them in a small little cage or prison and stuff. Like that's a pretty interesting idea to trap somebody into the ether inside a mirror. And once that mirror breaks, it's like I'm not so sure whether it's a mirror or not. I'm just making that up. It's like the mirror breaks, they're gone.
My friends, you know me to be neither rash nor impulsive, and I tell you that we must evacuate this planet immediately.
He just needs to bust out the Godfather. It's like, I'm gonna make you guys a deal like you guys cannot refuse. You guys don't understand who this guy is. This guy said he threatened our future heirs. Listen here. He just needs a cat, It's like, yo, listen here, you fools.
Jor-El, be reasonable.
My friend, I've never been otherwise. This madness is yours.
This discussion is terminated.
What interesting suits as well. I'm trying to figure out how they shot that. It's like their hands are like darker than usual. Their outfits are glowing. Clearly this is not some type of new technology they had in the 1970s where the clothes just glowed. Probably is a photograph technique. I have no idea how they shot that. You guys have to tell me.
Must be deemed by us an act of insurrection. You would accuse me of insurrection? Has it now become a crime to cherish life?
You would be banished to endless imprisonment.
I will remain silent.
But again, if you're to have a re-representation of the Man of Steel series, it's a good pick to have Russell Crowe. I mean, again, like Jor-El as Marlon Brando as Jor-El, Russell Crowe as Jor-El. Again, not that yeah, sure, he's the Godfather and he is, Cinderella Man, but yeah, he's a great actor, both Oscar winning, my bad. But I will say this, I don't want to not give respect to Zack Snyder. his own interpretation of Krypton with the whole gray suits and everything is also pretty cool. I'll give him that.
It's the only answer, Lara. If he remains here with us, he will die as surely as we will.
But why Earth, Jor-El? They're primitives, thousands of years behind us.
He will need that advantage to survive. Their atmosphere will sustain him. He'll be fast, virtually invulnerable.
Alone.
Over here you have the father who's an opportunist and a mother who's a mother.
He will travel far, my little Kal-El. But we will never leave you.
Cute baby. Superman was cute as a baby. What happened to him when he grew up? Well, Earth hit him.
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more, I bequeath you, my son.
Oh, Marlon Brando was going method acting. He was like, you know what, Richard? The baby doesn't need any clothes. Give him to me naked. Let me kiss him naked. Let me touch his head. This guy's going full method acting. I see where the cat replacement is. It's the baby. Can you imagine if you're that baby on that set? Like when you have grown up, you're like, I was that baby. That was me. I am Superman. I'm Kal-El. Marlon Brando said, I'm Kal-El. I've been bequeathed by Marlon Brando. Again, even their entrance into their own quarters and all these cylinders and everything reminds me just a lot about Star Wars. I don't know why, but like the certain angles that they have, even the messengers that the law people were talking to, it felt like if it was the natural like buzzer system where a hologram pops up in Star Wars. It just has that kind of feel. This is at least 2 minutes of just non-stop destruction. And mind you, that uniform that every one of them were wearing, man, what a payoff. Like, to see it from like pure white going to like pure red, I don't think I've ever seen that. Like, as opposed to like what you can obviously do with CG and stuff. I've never seen that type of like idea where their whole like uniform morphs into a different color. It's like this reflective type of uniform. It's super, super, super cool.
Early Chinese writings point out the
Okay, this is pretty cool because Kal-El did not need to wait for any audiobook. He got the first audiobook from his dad.
What was that?
You take things easy now, Jonathan. Remember what Doc Fry said about that heart of yours.
That's pretty fast to suddenly immediately adopt a kid. She's like, oh, we've been praying. There's a fire here. We're not going to investigate. We're not going to call the police. We're not going to call Marty McFly and Doc Brown. We're going to adopt this kid.
Now, you saw how we found him, Something very strange about that boy. Martha, Clark, Kent, are you listening to what I'm saying?
Now he's just thinking about ideas. Okay, what can I use him for? I got some barn ideas. I got some farming tools I need, they're too heavy for me. Okay, what can I use him for? Kid is pretty weird when he smiles, but I got a worker. Now, I will give you this again, where Zack Snyder, I won't say win. They're both good. You don't have one without the other. But the Kent family, I much rather prefer Kevin Costner, Diane Lane. Mind you, Diane Lane and Kevin Costner act in a lot of films together. So they naturally have a really cool chemistry. I give that to Zack Snyder.
Hey, come on, Lana.
Wow. This is her in front of everyone going, they're gonna play records, that's the cool thing they used to do back then. Forget Netflix and chill. We're gonna play some records. Teenage looking adolescent Clark Kent kind of looks like the guy who played in Man from U.N.C.L.E. I forgot his name. Armie Hammer. You're telling me the operator didn't even see that. And another thing, this fast running beats Twilight fast running. Be real. I've not seen Twilight. I've seen the behind the scenes. But let's get real now. This is 1970. Twilight, get your act together.
I ran.
Told you's an oddball. Let's get out of here.
Proudly sponsored by Converse.
And there's one thing I do know, son, and that is you are here for a reason.
Fred, come on, move. Yeah, go.
No, come on, Superman. Yeah, your father died just because you want to run? Just before he told you you have a greater purpose in life? Okay, again, another thing, Zack Snyder. Well, I don't like doing this. I do not like it. Because in my mind, I'm just comparing this to, well, I don't want to do it, but Man of Steel is just coming into my mind. And the whole thing with Jonathan Kent being, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, was it a tornado? Yeah, he was like, and then Kevin Costner had that, you know, he had that gladiator moment. He was like, no, son, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Don't tell anybody about it. You don't have to reveal yourself. Yeah, that Kevin Costner moment.
All those powers. And I couldn't even save him.
You guys are gonna hate me for this, but okay, another comparison, you know, with the whole I had powers but I could not save him. Again, direct comparison to Spider-Man, right? With Uncle Ben. Don't get it twisted. That Uncle Ben scene is by far the best grandpa, father, son, whatever have you guilty scene. By far. In superhero films. Superman's Breakfast, sponsored by Cheerios.
I have to leave.
I knew this time would come. Know where you're headed?
North.
Always remember.
Again, look at that. Like, you know, there's the whole thing with, you know, Zack Snyder loving to shoot in slow motion. Take cues from Richard D! Look at that, man! That guy films clouds like nobody else. And the wheat, you just want to be in a wheat field right now. I know BiG Willie just wants to be in a wheat field right now. What's going on? Don't know why I'm feeling this, but first thing that came to mind was like when Luke Skywalker went to look for Yoda. Again, it's complete tangential. It does not make any sense, the connection, but that's what I'm thinking right now. And mind you, I freaking love it when you have like I know like his whole going to the north thing, and then like in the outdoor shots, and then obviously he goes into a studio, but the whole studio setups and like making it look half, it makes me feel like I'm back at an amusement park, like, you know, the Universal Studios when they would recreate those like cinema moments, and like when Steven Spielberg would say, okay, this is how a barrel of fire, blah, 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 boom, right? This makes me feel like, it makes me feel like I'm in an amusement park. Again, tangential. Again, in terms of studio production, set design, although these might be like a bunch of, it may look like a bunch of just the white rods coming at a diagonal line, you have to give it that. It looks pretty freaking cool, especially as a set. Can you imagine being an actor on a set like this and interacting with all the props? And if I'm not mistaken, Henry Cavill was in a spaceship. He was in the original spaceship when this sort of scene happened, when he met with Jor-El.
I can only tell you what I myself believe. And to this end, I've tried to anticipate your questions in the order of their importance to you.
Kal-El is just surprised. He's like, wow, my dad? This guy is a bomb philosopher. This guy's a real philosopher.
My only son.
Wow, what a rich allegory for Christians. This guy fully understands his purpose when he goes back to his father. Be the light, be the hope. It's most definitely an allegory for Christianity.
Why am I paying you $40 a week when I should have you arrested for loitering? Go get Mr.
Kent.
No
a towel.
spring master.
Move, kid, move. What, Chief? And make mine black and no sugar.
Oh, the Daily Planet is no joke, eh? All the presidents out here. All the president's men out here. Get back to work. Write that expose. Get back to work. Rapist is only with one P.
Over here.
Yeah, right here. There's some papers in the pile right there.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
See, this is what you want to see. You know, sure, you want to see Superman like grab some crabs out of a like a oil rigging plantation system or whatever the majig have, what he was doing in Man of Steel. But you also want to see Clark Kent work in the Daily Planet. You want to say, I never heard about the whole typing thing, that he is very good in prose. I don't know where that came from, but you know what? Hey, let's see him write a story. Let's see him go catch a story, like how, again, how Spider-Man did it with his whole photography thing. I guess, yeah, very similar characters. One is DC, another one is, wait, is Spider-Man Marvel? Yeah, Spider-Man is Marvel, but, you guys are gonna kill me for not knowing, but, like, very similar. They both work in, like, journalism. Both are superheroes. Both got their own significant other killed. Cool people.
Huh? Come here. Come on. Get in here. Hurry up. Come. Lois, what are you doing?
What happened?
Wait, well, how is he gonna explain the gunshot? Wow, what kind of reporter is Lois? She's not gonna look for the bullet hole? They were just shot point blank range, and she'd be like, oh, where did the bullet hole go? You fainted!
You just described the exact contents of my purse.
Wild guess.
Lois dropped the purse like this is her 5th run at this in the week. I guess this is similar to like 7, where, you know, they're hiding all the taxi plates that they don't want to show that. Well, let's be honest, this is obviously, I might be wrong, but this is obviously New York that they're disguising as Metropolis, so they have to hide everything in New York. But, you know, the whole thing with 7 as well was, you know, we have no idea where it takes place, and they covered everything. So, again, pretty interesting. Whoa. Secret passageway, you know, that makes the lead up to seeing Lex Luthor all the more better.
Thanks to the generous help of the United States government, we are about to be involved in the greatest real estate swindle of all time. But they will always need land, and they'll pay through the nose to get it.
Otis, did you feed the babies?
Babies, who are the babies?
Life with me is never dull.
Oh, come on, man. Why aren't you working at all? You guys not typing up any stories. Oh, it's just Lois. Lois is just making spelling error after spelling error. But at least she's working. And man, she likes wearing some weird outfits. This is an episode straight out of Final Destination. Of course, the hat fell just in place, just in time, for Mr. Clark Kent to observe that the helicopter is just right above him, and that all he has to do is get into a telephone pole and change into his reds and blues.
Hey, Jim! Whoa! Excuse me. That's a bad outfit!
You're kidding me. Was that a pimp? The pimp liked his outfit. That's hilarious.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
Gentlemen?
Who are you?
I don't get that whole thing about, oh, who are you? It's like, lady, are you blind? It's like the guy has the same eyes, the guy has the same build, the guy probably smells the same. It's freaking Clark Kent. These people blind or what? I never understood the whole disguise. Well, he's not even disguised. I mean, sure, yeah, Spider-Man is like when Mary Jane kisses Spider-Man, is like, yeah, I can't tell who that is. It's like, yo, you're looking him straight in the face. How does the glasses and his getup do that much for his disguise? Get real.
Well, they say confession's good for the soul. I'd listen to this man. Take him away.
Okay, you guys need to tell me, who do you like better as like a do-gooder, like a good Samaritan? Like, do you like Superman and his good Samaritanisms, or do you like Spider-Man? I genuinely love Spider-Man. Maybe call me biased because I grew up with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films, but let's be honest, the whole spiderweb thing, you know, whole Uncle Ben angle, come on, get real now. Spider-Man is in a cool outfit, he has spider webs. Don't play with Spider-Man. Don't play with me now.
This man swooped out of the sky and gave him to me.
Haven't I told you to stop telling lies?
You're kidding me. The mom slapped the daughter. Oh man. What happened to telling the truth? Man, 1978 Superman has some type of... He doesn't have spider instincts, but this guy has a really, really good knack for things that go wrong.
You enjoyed it.
I'm afraid I just got carried away.
But you still must keep your secret identity.
Why?
First, you cannot serve humanity 28 hours a day. I could embrace you in my arms.
Can you imagine, like, Clark Kent going back to Lois Lane and describing the Fortress of Solitude? He's like, when I was young, I went backpacking to the north. I had this green glow stick. Through it, it sunk. Bunch of white dental floss, you know, spearheaded each other. And then I see my virtual reality father. No, augmented reality father, sorry. We talk to each other. He's from a planet named Krypton. I don't know my mom yet. Don't really care about her. For all I know, my father gave birth to me. But that's where I got this blue and red suit from. I think it's great primary colors, and I really enjoy helping people. Do you get what I mean? It's like, what an interesting like pitch for Superman's life.
The story on this guy. Do you think it's a genuine article?
If he is, he's not from this world. If any human being were going to perpetrate such a fantastic hoax, it would have been me.
I want the name of this flying whatchamacallit to go with the Daily Planet like bacon and eggs. Franks and beans, death and taxes.
And let me guess, Lois is still not interested. He's be like, let me do my crime reporting.
What is the S
Night at
stand?
8, your place. Hopefully a friend.
Where does he come from? Does he have a girlfriend?
I don't know why I just noticed that. Clark Kent's hair is to the left, Superman's is to the right. Well, I guess he must be using some really good, like, hair gel. Whatever hair gel he's using.
8 o'clock, he says. 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Some friend.
Again, some kind of reporting. Lois is she is a specific type of reporter. She gets a note. It says 8 at your place, a friend. She does no investigation at all into what it might be, where it's from, whether it's a let's say a perv or terrorist or what have you. She dresses up for the occasion. What is going on?
You know, there must be a lot of questions about me that people in the world would like to know the answer.
Of course, yes. Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't. But if I did, Miss Lane, you'd be the first to know about it.
That's Superman. Why did he come here? Did he come here just to give her the story, the exclusive story? Or this guy was just a peeping Tom, like he wanted to look at her lungs, he just wanted to look inside her apartment? It's like, what's his motive? He's a sneaky Superman.
Well, putting it delicately, do you eat?
Oh, I thought she was going to say, do you poop?
Yes, it is, so.
Oh, you see, I sort of have a problem seeing through lead.
Oh, Krypton. C-R-I?
Nah, he'll have more luck just explaining. He says, I come from crypto. I'm from the blockchain.
Why are you here? There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes, I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
The American way. I like that. Truth, justice, and the American way. He is truly an American. If he had a truck, a Ford, he would drive a Ford. He works as a journalist in the Daily. He does not write any stories. He goes around and he likes females. And he left both of his earthly parents. Doesn't really care about his mom. And yes, he fights for the American way. Really, I don't know what that even means, but Sure. And here's another thing that's strange is if I am not mistaken, Richard Donner shot Superman and Superman 2 with like back to back, because I find it a little bit strange that they must have had a plan to shoot a second one, because it's almost 2 hours into the film and we still don't have an establishment for a villain, which that's not a complaint really, it's just an observation, which is fantastic. Not every superhero film has to shoehorn in a villain, but at the same time, if you look at Christopher Nolan's films, like Within, you don't need The Dark Knight, you don't need Batman Rising. Each one of them are standalone films that are 2.5 hours in length, or maybe closer to 3. But again, you have a very successful arc, you have origin story, you have a love story, you have your floater scenes, and you have your fighting villain scenes. With this film, we're already approaching a 2-hour mark, and we have really intimate scenes between like flying, what color is your underwear, I fight for justice, truth, and the American way, clearly a lie. We have some augmented reality. We have Lex Luthor in a green underwear, green swimsuit, like green everything. Apparently that probably is his color. We have really cinematic wheat shots, product placement shots, Timex Cheerios. It's like I'm tabulating them in my head. Converse, like all sponsored by, and we have a lot of journalism talk. It's a little bit strange. Again, I don't know what year Superman 2 came out, but if this came out in 1978, and if let's say the second film came out a year or 2 after, okay, then I can understand, and especially if Gene Hackman is in the second film. Again, I do not know. I was never bothered with watching the Superman film. But right now, I should not say because Richard Donner passed away, but it's like, hey man, I've never watched it, and I know a lot. This is like on the top of everybody's like superhero, the Rushmore of superhero films. Superman is up there. Obviously, this is going to be nostalgic for so many people, including their grandmothers, probably because they had a crush on Christopher Reeve. There's a lot of good in it, and there's some nitpicks I have. One in general being Lois Lane can't figure out Superman from Clark Kent. That's just in general. Yo fam, are you blind? His accent is the same, his facial structure is the same, his eyes are the same. It's like, something is wrong with you. Where do you get your stories from? Are you a blind journalist? No, that's kind of mean. That's kind of mean. I'm sorry I said that. But you get my point.
Beloved, here I am.
This is actually something that I'm seeing with this film that I have not seen in future iterations of a Superman franchise, is that this is a pretty selfish Superman. Pretty selfish guy. Again, we're 2 hours into the film. No thought about Mother Kent. The guy goes to his father for permission to make himself feel good. He loves Lois. This guy is in love with Lois. Wants to give her the exclusive story. Flies with her. What do you mean truth, justice, and the American way? Well, yes, he has saved some people, but is that saving people or is that just making him feel good because he's using his powers? Again, I don't know if selfish is the right word, but so far, man, the amount of screen time he has had with Lois, how many criminals are there in Metropolis? Every minute he's with Lois is like, you could be saving some people.
Lois?
Huh?
You haven't been, I was thinking maybe we could go for a hamburger or whatever you want.
That may be the first iteration of a side buddy. No. That might be a first iteration, not of a side buddy, but of somebody who got friend zoned. Clark Kent was friend zoned.
Do you know why the number 200 is so vitally descriptive to both you and me? It's your weight and my IQ. Now think, people, think!
Phew, that was a burn, man. Feel bad for Otis.
Those particles of debris drifted to Earth.
Meteorite!
Jawohl. The level of specific radioactivity is so high to anyone from the planet Krypton, this substance is lethal. But this stuff here will kill him.
He can see you coming for miles with those super peepers of his.
You gave them eyes, but they cannot see. Nor can Superman through lead.
So Lex Luthor is just a really smart guy that he just wants to be known as. Lex Luthor and Joker, they're perfect friends, if I'm being honest. I would love to hear an explanation, first for Luthor's wigs, and second for the people he keeps around him.
All right, get on the radio and get an ambulance. Sergeant, I won't have one of my men doing anything I wouldn't be prepared to do myself.
Yeah, but sir.
Oh, get real now, these men.
Miss Tajmaker, you've done very well.
I've done very well.
So everybody checking for a pulse or hearing for a heartbeat, literally all the, well, it proves one thing. Well, I don't know if he was trying to prove something for military men or men in general, but I'll leave it at that.
I don't trust you, Otis. What'd you do? What's worth it? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
For somebody that thinks Otis is nincompoop and all these moron and his weight is 200, he placed a lot of trust in Otis. So I'm not so sure which one is who's the dumb one here.
But there is another XK-101 being launched at exactly the same time.
I told you not to tell me that! Please, oh, no.
Okay, this is I did not expect Lex Luthor to be the comedic relief in the film. I did not expect that.
Otis, how would you like the heady experience of being thrown from a moving vehicle?
Otis has a resource. I don't know where he's getting all his food from. This guy knows how to store food really well. So half of it is all chocolates and stuff. Bagels, chocolate, nuts. Otis is the OG right here.
Where were you coming along?
Sergeant, we took the wrong...
I'm a lieutenant. You're speaking to a naval officer.
Again, why isn't Lex Luthor doing this? Why is he sending the two people that always irritate him? What's going on?
If we still had water, we would never sell our beloved land. At the stupid high price he offered for this worthless piece of desert, I hope it's custom.
Aggression, confidence. That's the ticket. Take charge. Let people know who you are. Why, I wasn't a boy 10 years old.
This is Lex Luthor. Only one thing alive with less than 4 legs can hear this frequency, Superman, and that's you.
Wait, how did Lex Luthor know about the frequency? This guy blinked into... Whoa! What? This guy blinked into his own costume? No wonder, because I was thinking, I was like, yo, that hairdo from left to right, ain't that easy. This guy blinks his way into a costume. Well, that's pretty cool. The guy, he drilled a hole on the street. Oh, he already knew that was not gonna work. By far, this is the coolest scene in the whole film. Testing Superman.
Is that how a warped brain like yours gets its kicks? By planning the death of innocent people?
No. By causing the death of innocent people.
These guys think they're so smart. What more Otis, man? The guy is such a... He really reminds me of BiG Willie.
Bye-bye, California.
Costa del Lex, Lutherville, Marina del Lex, Otisburg.
Who's this monster? She's got her own place, Mr.
Otis.
Opportunist. Yeah, Otis is an opportunist. I like that. This guy's smart. But again, it's kind of strange that, you know, Lex Luthor is completely divulging his entire plan. Literally gives him all the right to plan ahead.
They have the new P-20 low-level avoidance systems. Give me the Pentagon. Red line.
I love how every time the last resort is called the Pentagon, and how the like modern filmmaking, they always have the outside, you know, exterior shot, and then there's always the subtitle Pentagon, and then there's always somebody walking with like some black shiny shoe. Send it. Okay, we need to call the Pentagon. Pentagon, Pentagon, Pentagon.
Even you, with your great speed, couldn't stop both of them.
Where is it? Where's a detonator? Do you really think you could hide it from me by encasing it in lead? Don't touch that.
I've spared no expense to make you feel right at home.
This Lex Luthor is like interesting, and I've never seen a version of this type of, you know, villain before. Like the representation is what I'm talking about.
Lex, My mother lives in Hackensack.
Miss Tess Mocker, man. She loves him. She sometimes feels sympathetic for the good guys. Like, it's strange. What's going on? What's going on? This is so strange. So she's basically just, you know, aligned to anybody she's attracted to. At one point she's like, oh, I don't know why I'm in love with you. And I was like, oh, Dimple's cute. So, okay, she's gonna help him? Well, what's next? What's next? It's like, okay, when Bruce Wayne comes in with that suave Gillette shave, is she gonna be like, you know what? I feel bad about your parents passing away, and I'm just in love with you. What's going on?
Please help me to save them.
She's like, I don't care about the millions, I just care about my mom.
Oh, but my mother comes first. If you promise me, I believe you because you always tell the truth.
Okay, from this we know villains care about their moms. They still have a heart, person that brought them to the world.
Stand aside now.
This is just so weird. It's like, okay, if you're a young girl watching this in 1978 in the theaters, who do you want to be more like? Do you want to be more like Lois Lane, the one who asks a friend like, what is the color of my underwear, and misspells a lot of words, and her reporting style is like bizarre? Or do you want to be Miss Tessmacher, the female that, you know, well, who likes smart guys, like, despite whether they're good or bad. She is apparently, she lives a cool life, I guess. She is pretty smart. And, you know, she kisses Superman. Who would you want to be? Who would you want your daughter to be? Or if you are the small girl, who would you want to be when you grow up? Oh, golly Wally, he just realized. Lex Luthor just realized. Is he gonna fly around so that he can reverse time? I know Superman can do that, right? He can go at the speed of, like Flash, how, you know, he can go so quick he reverses time. Okay, clearly he's gonna come up with some plan, because the damage over here is too much for him to undo. This best option is to reverse time. That's pretty cool shot. That's a cool shot. I like that shot. Like his whole outfit glowing and stuff. Pretty awesome. Does Superman check on Miss Tessmacher's mom? Probably miniatures. I mean, the way I see it is Lex Luthor, he's not a bad guy. He's not a villain in this film. Everything he planned to do has turned out for good. I mean, they now have water. Miss Tessmacher is growing closer to her mother. She kissed Superman. You kind of had to thank Lex Luthor. Is this guy gonna do the Neo Trinity thing? He's gonna see into it. He's like, insert his hand, like keep it pumping. Hope this is like Lois is dead, because then it would be an interesting ending. It's like you can't save everyone. It's a good learning lesson.
All those things I can do, all those powers.
So now he's battling between whose advice, which father should I listen to? Don't interfere with human affairs, or shall I keep all my powers to myself? They don't get water. Well, he's doing this all for one girl. You know, Superman needs to learn something from Doc Brown. Yep, selfish Superman, man. Selfish. This guy's selfish. This guy ignored both of his fathers. What's going on?
There's something I have to do. I'll see you later.
And just in the nick of time.
I think these two men should be safe here with you now till they can get a fair trial.
Lex Luthor, the greatest criminal mind of our time.
We're all part of the same team. Night.
There you go. Truth, justice, and the American way. Okay, thought. First thing I want to relate to is 1977 Star Wars Once a New Hope. Seeing this, 78, it really makes me admire George Lucas all the more. And having read his own biography and how much he put his own time into, like, the whole idea, the ideas in Star Wars, I understand that this film is seminal for a lot of, you know, superhero films, and it's very nostalgia driven for a lot of people. This film makes Star Wars look so good, so good. And mind you, its runtime for Star Wars is not even this long. But if we're gonna go on Superman just by itself, again, he is the classic do-gooder. He is America. He is, you know, everything you want an American kid to be. I can see how this would be on top of everybody's, like, at the time, or like poster, like a kid's like, "Daddy, please, I want to dress up as Superman for Halloween." I can just see it. I see it. I understand that people who grew up with this film probably love it to death, and they are very forgiving of a lot of glaring, like, nitpicks that you can just go days on end. If you're like looking at this film like the way I am, I'm looking at it from a, well, it's kind of a objective, like, I'm obviously looking at it as like a first time viewer, but then also like objectively. And again, there are a lot of, I see a lot of, like, issues. It's like, sure, yes, I understand the whole thing about, like, oh, this is Superman, this is flying, this is 1978, this is the first time probably this ever happened, this is Richard Donner, and I understand all that. But then again, it's like all of the things I mentioned, like, while watching it, those are like my real, it's like those are real questions. It's like, okay, I get it. But again, it's for its time, and obviously what it did is like the first Iron Man film. Well, really, I can't compare it to the first Iron Man film because that's kind of perfect, and I really can't compare. Bad comparison. Really, to me, this is just a comparison between, like, something like this and A New Hope. I don't know why New Hope keeps coming up. So maybe it's just that it's 1 year apart, and at least for me, when I look back to it, I mean, look at how much they were able to do and how much really just stands. It still stands apart. Like, I would say a lot of really impressed me was the stuff on Krypton. Everything, like in the beginning, everything that happened on Krypton was bang on. It was super cool. The outfits, the set decorations, like Kal-El, like in that spaceship pod, Marlon Brando, like everything that had to do with Krypton, the Fortress of Solitude. It was when we transitioned to the Earth, on Earth, it took a turn for a, well, I don't want to say this. I don't know, it became a lot more comedic, and I understand Superman is not, probably at the time they're not saying, oh, this is going to be a comic book film. Probably just made it as a family film, right? And I understand that, and I understand, again, the comedic element. That's probably where Otis comes in. That's where the whole nincompoop, you know, you moron. I think that they probably need, for a 3-hour film, they probably needed some type of comedic relief. But then again, looking at it many years apart, I can see where it's like some parts it drags and stuff. But again, great viewing. You guys let me know what you thought about it. Again, if you liked this type of content, do give us a thumbs up. Do smash that button. You know, we try to get videos out. We try to get videos out every day, but we hope you like it. And again, tomorrow, if there is content coming out tomorrow, we'll see you tomorrow. On behalf of both of us, we're gonna put 2 hands up with this sign, and we're gonna say peace.